Off the draw. Stedke at the blue line sent one down deep. Now Eby tried going back for O'Connell. That pass goes through everybody all the way down the ice. Namberg will come out to play it. Namberg a bit unique as a goaltender. He wears number 10 as a keeper. No NHL goaltender has ever wore 10 in a game before. There have been some weird ones out there, but no one's ever worn 10. Getting tripped up on the play and sent into the wall was Sam Waselko. Waselko lost possession. Gloved out of the zone. Eby at the red line, ready to turn it up ice. Monument in the middle of a change, so lots of bodies for the Thunderbirds to worry about. Monument Academy, based out of Monument, Colorado, just outside of Colorado Springs. You ever get the chance, be sure to check out the Air Force Academy out that way. Not only do they have a beautiful ice rink, they have a beautiful cathedral, or rather, yeah, call it a cathedral as well. Novotny in, Novotny scores! Nate Novotny goes upstairs. And with 9:08 to go in the first period, we are tied at 1. For Novotny, it is his second goal of the show season. These Thunderbirds played 2 games yesterday. One against the Park City Ice Miners, the other against the Vegas Junior Golden Knights. So now Novotny with points in 3 straight games. That's the kind of stat line you want when you're at this showcase. Here is Gain Cannon moving up ahead. Cannon up ahead, Novotny able to get in the way as Ashley was getting it down deep. Puck in the corner, pinching in is Swintek. This goes all the way down the ice. Should be icing against the Thunderbirds. And with 8:33 to go in the first, faceoff will come back down into the SISU zone. The SISU Thunderbirds are based out of Columbus, Ohio. You might be wondering what SISU is. Apparently, word from the street is that it's the Finnish word for go. Their coach is Finnish. Who knew? Down the ice. Played behind the net. Padigo goes back over far side. Actually able to lift the stick of Pendleton. So that allows the puck to go back out to the T-Birds blue line. Now Padigo. Cannon at the red line. Gets around Brello. Cannon into the zone. Has actually cutting towards the net. Instead takes the shot. A headhunter goes over the top of the cage. Cannon got a piece of it with his glove. Not enough as the T-Birds are able to turn it up ice. Here comes Pendleton in. Giving along Brello. Back for Pendleton. Directed just wide. Playing it at center ice. Here's Tanner Foley. Foley gets the pass back and begins to work up ice. Knocked down by Cannon. Holding on to the boards, just trying to keep the puck from going past him, was Cannon. Instead, it goes all the way back down to the T-Bird zone. O'Connor swings it around near side. Now here's Waselko. Snapshot gets blocked. Follow-up goes wide. Wrapped around the boards. Foley at the blue line. Keeps it alive in the zone. Now Colombo swung towards the front of the net. Unruh has his glove on that. And the face-off will be to Dylan Unruh's right. 7:04 to go in the first in a 1-1 hockey game. They've now changed the scoring on the first Monument goal. It's Nicholas Padigo with his first of the show season. Still unassisted on the power play. And then Nate Novotny, his second of the show season. Just about 4 minutes later, tied things up. Waselko chasing after this. Greenwood gets there first. Wrapped around far side, Swintek. Swintek couldn't direct the puck out of the zone. Second a chance. We'll see Greenwood chip it up ahead. Now through center ice they come. Offsides is called. That's just getting a bit ahead of the play was Mitchell. Faceoff will come back outside of the Thunderbird zone. So here's Padigo off the draw. Hemmer able to come up with it and get on in. Hemmer softly towards goal. And not wanting to take a chance with anything was Namberg. Faceoff will be to his left. 6:17 to go in the first. Gain Cannon on the draw once again. Puck ends up in the corner. Trying to come up with possession with Stedke. Instead, it'll be the T-Birds able to break on out, as here's Eby on it. Eby has McCarthy in the slot. Can't get it to him. Knocked away. Hemmer, near side corner. Quickly touches along further. Stanzik has it knocked off of his stick. Cannon there to collect. Gives for Stanzik. Stanzik throws it off the boards. That goes off the stick of Christian Collins. So no icing on the play as the T-Birds are able to quickly turn it back up ice. Collins once again sends down deep. This will rattle around to the far side. Cannon gives up ahead Stanzik. Now Collins from the red line, sent down deep again. Roberts now, fresh off the bench. Cooper Roberts gives along for Padigo. Padigo sends this one that goes off the stick of Ryan Stone. Loose puck. And on goal, stopped by Namberg. Well, Monument Academy certainly giving us our own work to do. Not sure if these are new uniforms or if it was an old roster that was submitted, but well, according to the roster that was provided to us, every single number is different. For example, out there on the ice right now is Gunnar Vick wearing 98. According to what's in my hand, it's Nicholas Padigo who wears 98. That's not true. He wears number 11, and he's got 11 on the back of his helmet, so willing to bet that's the accurate one. Either way, we'll try and stick with it as the T-Birds are able to clear. Sweeping it up ahead was Swintek. Pass can't be completed to Borello. Smith instead gives on back. Now up ahead it's Novotny, the goal scorer for the Thunderbirds. Novotny tried to thread a needle. Poked down deep. Vic, wearing that 98 we just spoke about, gives along the same side wall, and now Swintek drops on back for Cannon. Cannon can't get around the forecheck of Brillo. Now Vic. Smith, offsides called as Novotny was just a skate blade away from touching up. So 4:08 to go in the first. Shots are on goal are 6-4. The score even at 1. It's been pretty back and forth so far. Off the draw. Given on back, Greenwood. Aggers had to go off of his stick with Selko there to pick it up. Played up ahead. And now Ian Watts along for Vipperman. Vipperman a shot, knocked on down by Unruh. The rebound goes wide. Nice follow-up shown on the play by Ian Watts. Just couldn't find the back of the net. Now here comes Monument back the other way. At the point, Greenwood, his shot gloved by Namberg, and he'll hold on. 3:32 to go in the first. Monument will send some fresh legs onto the ice. There'll be Brandon Atchley up front. Alongside Gunnar Vick and Gain Cannon. Well, between Gunnar Vick and Gain Cannon have most of an arsenal already completed. If only we had a howitzer on this team. Sent all the way down. Icing called against the Thunderbirds. And the faceoff will come back on down into the SISU zone. 3:15 to go in the first. There'll be McCarthy on the draw for the T-Birds. and off the draw. This gets sent out towards center ice. Padigo there to try and swipe it back the other way. Hemmer had it for a moment. Now back in his own end, turning it over was Padigo. Sharp angle attempt goes off the shoulder of Unruh and out of play. Faceoff will remain in the Monument end with 2:51 to go in the first. So stepping in for the draw is Gunnar Vick. Up against Brello. Brello with the faceoff win. Eby's shot got blocked. Swintek far side wants to move it up ahead. Vick knocked off of his stick. Swintek at his own blue line. Gives back on further. Where it's moved up ice by Padigo. Padigo managed to connect with Stone. Long range shot by Aggers gets gloved on down. And the faceoff will be to Nick Nanberg's right. 2:23 to go in the first period. So Cannon steps in for a draw off the bench. He goes up against Alex Brello. Brello with the faceoff win. Brello's looked good in the faceoff dot so far. In the corner, Padigo. Sends around near side. Roberts swiped outside of his reach. McConnell chasing after this. Eby will get there first. Eby and Roberts come together. Eby muscling it behind the cage. Swings one through the slot. Collins keeps it alive. A rising shot catches nothing but glass. Loose puck picked up by Cannon, and he'll get it out of the zone. Gain Cannon. Gets dumped down against the boards, looking for a penalty. There's none coming. At the point, keeping it alive was Jaron Mitchell. Mitchell couldn't get the puck down deep. Here comes Brello back the other way. Brello, 2-on-3 into the zone. Brello doing it all himself. Fans on the backhand attempt. Centering feed, doesn't connect with anybody. And able to move it up ahead is Eli Levy. Greenwood run into by Barreto. Only problem is those two are on the same team. Barreto is still able to send it down deep. Final minute of play in the first period. This one gets sent down the ice. Coming out of his cage to play it is Unruh, so that wipes out the icing call. Roberts trying to come up with it. Chandler Smith knocked off of his stick. Aggers plays up ahead Barreto. Barreto into the zone, to the outside, stops, looks for an option. Quickly has two defenders on top of him, ends up on the backside. Aggers knocked down as well, and that's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a cross-checking minor going against the Thunderbirds. So with 35.3 to go in the first period, we'll get to see this Monument power play for the third time already this afternoon. They're 1 for 2 with the man advantage. So face-off to the right of Nanberg. On the kill, it'll be Nate Novotny on the draw. Novotny wanted to win it forward. Getting in the way of that was Vick. Cleared down the ice. This one skitters in on goal, so no icing on the play. Unruh leaves it for Padigo. Padigo wraps around back near side Greenwood. Greenwood with some time to think things over. Flings it over far side. Ashley knocked off of his stick, and Greenwood has to start all over again. 10 seconds to go in the period. Greenwood circling back behind Unruh. 6 seconds to go. Greenwood skating. He's got 2 seconds, and one won't get a shot. That'll do it for the first period of play. So at the end of one, it's the SISU Thunderbirds 1, the Monument Academy 1. We'll take a short timeout. Be back in just a minute. You're watching the NAPHL show on Hockey TV. Welcome back to the Children's Health Stars Center in Richardson, Texas. First half of the second period about to get underway between Monument Academy and the SISU Thunderbirds. Through 17 minutes of play, we are tied at 1. Monument will have another minute and now 20 seconds to go on their man advantage. They're 1 for 2 on the power play so far. Here's Barito. Wanted to give it along for Greenwood, who is sneaking in backdoor. Now Greenwood corrals at the blue line. Gives back Padigo at the point. Padigo lances one wide. Greenwood's rebound goes off the side of the cage, and then we have a whistle as the net has come off of the goal line. And the goal line is immutable. Doesn't matter which way the goal's facing. It's got to be there. So, face-off coming up to the right of Nick Namberg. As stepping in for the draw is Vinny Colombo. Off the draw, one to the wall. Cannon back up at the point. Greenwood, D to D across. Padigo, his shot blocked, never made its way through. Now Cannon again. Drops back for Greenwood. Greenwood doesn't have a lane, gives back to Cannon. Cannon can't move it quickly enough, giving along Padigo. Padigo, down low, Barito. Now Padigo. His shot, kick save by Namberg. Rebound comes out. Padigo pinching in, keeps it alive, sends it into the near side corner. Actually able to pick it up. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Actually getting wrapped up in the corner by Perkins. Now Greenwood slides back down low. Chips back to Padigo at the point. Greenwood under pressure from Colombo. Goes behind the net. Picks up Pendleton. Greenwood drops back Padigo. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Padigo fans on a centering attempt, and then that goes through everybody. Fresh out of the box for the Thunderbirds is Chandler Smith. 5-on-5 hockey as Greenwood comes back into the T-Bird zone. A shot stopped by Namberg. Rebound controlled by Pendleton and sent back out towards center ice. Now McCarthy giving all sorts of trouble to Vic. Vic will pitchfork one out of the zone. Glove down by Ryan Stone, and Stone will dip his head and barrel on into the zone. In the corner, he stops, sends up a snow spray, gives along to Aggers. Aggers gave back to Stone, back at the point. Quick shot, sending it off the side of the cage, was Stanzik. Stanzik at the blue line keeps it in the zone. Now Aggers. As Vic in the slot, Aggers run into by a pair of defenders. Brello sends it along the wall. Stone couldn't keep it deep, but check that. Stanzik able to hold the line. Puck skitters through the low slot. Sneaking in from the point is Swintek. Swintek wanted to set up Aggers in front, and the T-Birds have seen enough. They'll just ice the puck. 5:52 to go before the intermission. Face-off will come back down into the Thunderbird zone. Taking a look at this Thunderbirds roster, Oliver Perkins, one of their defensemen, comes from Indianapolis, Ohio. I was not aware of an Indianapolis, Ohio. Learned something today. Here's Waselko. Wrapped around near side Collins. Collins stripped of the puck. Nice little move by Cannon to free things up momentarily. Now Hemmer. Hemmer has Roberts at the point. Big drive, kicked aside Namberg. Sent in front, a bouncing puck. Namberg able to get a stick on it. Greenwood chips off the 7-Eleven logo on the boards. Monument keeping the puck in the zone. Greenwood tries to take it away from Gutman. Gutman finally able to get it on out. Padigo the first one there. Stedke chasing after him. Here comes Padigo up ahead. The defenseman gets turned around at the blue line. Hemmer still able to get it into the zone. And then, well, they get away with a hand pass. Ashley in the corner. He's thrown against the wall. That's going to be a penalty. And so with 4:39 to go in the first half of the second period, the Thunderbirds continue their parade to the penalty box. This will be Monument's fourth power play. They are 1 for 3 so far, as heading to the sin bin is Sam Stedke. So Stedke will sit 2 minutes for roughing. Face off to the right of Namberg. Casey Barito on the draw. They'll go up against Alex Brello. Boy, Brello has already logged plenty of ice time in this game. We're not even halfway through. 4:39 to go in the first half of the second period. Brello can't clear. Greenwood circling at the blue line. Chips it on down for Cannon. Cannon has actually in front of a net. Taking his time, gives to Greenwood. Greenwood gives along further. They score! A shot from the point finds its way in. And with 4:20 to go in the first half of the second period, it's 2-1. Nicholas Padigo with the goal. For Padigo, it's his first goal and second point of the show season. And the Monument Hockey Academy leads it 2-1. Back underway, O'Connor gave D-to-D along for Foley. Now Foley again, this time for O'Connor. O'Connor from the red line will direct it forward, can't connect with Eby. Far side, outside the reach of Cannon. Foley in his own end chips one off the boards. That goes off the stick of O'Connell, so no icing on the play. Unruh leaves it on the side of the cage. Worked up the wall, not out. Second attempt on the flip will get it as far as the Thunderbirds' blue line. Now Eby, stepped into by Vic. McCarthy there as well. We have a whistle, we have a penalty. And Mika Stanzik is going to find himself going to the penalty box. So 3:34 to go. And again, special teams will be on the ice as Stanzik sits 2 minutes for interference. So faceoff will come down into the Monument zone. 3:34 to go before the intermission. Shots on goal are 11-6 in favor of Monument Academy. We told you folks earlier, go to Colorado Springs, check out the Air Force Academy. You ever find yourself down in Columbus, do check out Nationwide Arena. For any Canadians who happen to be listening to this broadcast, Nationwide Arena has a Tim Hortons in the lobby. And yes, they have double doubles and maple donuts. It's fantastic. Brello will take the draw. Actually, Collins will get stepped in. Huh. Well, Christian Collins, as a defenseman, doesn't normally take too many face-offs, as Smith's shot ricochets wide. But I think what Alex Brello was trying to accomplish there was, because he was late to the dot, gloved by Unruh, he'll hold on. But because Brello was late to the dot, he was expecting the first centerman to get kicked out. So if he went to go take the face-off, he would have been the one kicked out. Instead, you send a defenseman in there. Okay, great, he gets kicked out. Oh no, our defenseman can't take the face-off. And then your centerman steps in. Linesman might have been aware of that, and that's why he dropped the puck. Eby couldn't hold the puck in the zone. Second power play for the T-Birds this afternoon. They're 1 for 1 with the man advantage. To the outside, here's Vic. It's a 2-on-0 shorthanded break in on front, and unable to take the shot was Greenwood. Brody Greenwood, a left-handed shot, couldn't neatly corral that as he got a little deep in on goal. Thrown back out towards center ice. Padigo flips it up ahead. Stays on side as Novotny got it as far as the blue line. Now Smith touches on back for Collins. Far side Eby. Eby picks up Brello. 4-on-2 into the zone. Centering feed in front. Unruh gets the first, can't get the second. They score. Devin Eby, a power play goal. And with 2:24 to go before the intermission, we're tied at 2. Well, apparently that's how this game's going to go. Monument Academy will score a goal, take a penalty. The Thunderbirds will make them pay on the power play. 2 power play goals. And check that. Apparently they've taken away the power play on the first one. So 1 power play goal for SISU. Either way, back underway. Out towards center ice, here's Casey Barito. Barito turns up ice, draws 3 defenders to his position. Barito drops on back Roberts, didn't get everything on the one-timer. Fluttered up ahead, and now here's Foley. From the red line, Foley reaching on back was Waselko. He just barely got himself onside. And then Unruh will hold on to the puck. Face-off will be to his right with $1:52 to go in the first half of the second period. So Waselko on the draw. He's a left-handed shot. He can shoot it from here. Instead tries winning it on back. Can't connect with Watts. Pass up ahead. O'Connor knocks it down at the blue line. Now Watts chips one off the wall into the Monument zone. Padigo. D-to-D across off the stick of Ashley. O'Connor wants to play it up ahead. That goes off the twig of Cannon. And finally the T-Birds are able to get it out. Padigo with under 90 seconds to go before the horn. At center red, and now into the Thunderbird zone. Padigo can't get around O'Connor. Manages to lift O'Connor. Stick gets possession of the puck back, and then forcing one wide was Vic. O'Connor up for Watts. Padigo back at center ice, now in his own end. With a minute to go before the intermission. Greenwood didn't know the pass was coming his way. Vic did, but it was outside of his reach. Cannon can't hold the line. 49.8 to go, and the faceoff will come outside of the T-Bird zone. Fresh legs on the ice for both these teams. Casey Barito will step in for a draw against Alex Brello. Brello, another faceoff win. I don't know if Brello hasn't won a faceoff that he's been a part of yet. Gutman up ahead, Colombo directed into the zone. Unruh will leave it off to the side of the cage. Stanzik sends it into a corner. Sent up ahead. And now sending it down deep is Aggers. 25 seconds to go. Behind the net. Trying to come up with possession of the puck is Ryan Stone. Aggers has it in his skates. Comes on out to Stone, who launches a shot wide. Barito in the corner. 12 seconds to go. Barito wants to go back to the point. Instead tries flexing it down low. 6 seconds left. Stone behind the net. Monument's got to get it to the front if they want a shot, but they'll run out of time. So that'll do it for the first half of the second period. Halfway through this game, pretty even. Tied at 2 between the SISU Thunderbirds and Monument Academy. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have a fresh sheet of ice and the second half of the second period. You're watching the NAPHL show on Hockey TV. Welcome back to the Children's Health Stars Center in Richardson, Texas. Second half of second period about to get underway between Monument Academy and the SISU Thunderbirds. Through 25.5 minutes, we are tied at 2. In the first period, it was Nick Padigo on the power play for Monument, Nate Novotny for SISU. In the first half of the second period, Padigo picks up his second of the game, also on the power play, also unassisted. SISU able to tie things up with a power play goal, or rather with a goal of their own. Devin Eby, his second, assisted by Alex Brello and Nate Novotny. So a 2-point night already for Novotny. Rising shot gets ramped up out of play. Face-off will remain in the Monument zone. Players underneath us getting ready for their next game. Seems like it's mostly Monument players, as their 18U team has the next game on this sheet of ice. Here's Collins at the point. That one gets sent into the corner. There'll be a Monument against St. Viator. 3 o'clock scheduled face-off for that. Lots of hockey to play before then, though, as Ashley sends one softly behind the net. Collins the first one there. Vic and Cannon, neither one of them able to come up with it. At the point, Stanzik sees this go past him. Stedke sends over far side. Now McConnell. Stolen away by Padigo with 2 goals in this game. Into the zone. Offsides is called. Just barely were the T-Birds offsides. Faceoff will come out into the neutral zone with 7:26 to go in the second period. Off the draw, McCarthy can't come up with possession. Padigo, or check that, Aggers, sends it down deep. O'Connor the first one there. O'Connor goes around far side, Novotny. McCarthy trying to get it deeper. Following up on the play is Novotny, and from center ice he'll send one in on goal. Unruh able to make the glove save, and he'll hold on for a face-off to his right. Shots on goal at this point in the game, 12-10 in favor of Monument Academy. Monument in the white jerseys with the black trim going from right to left on your screens at home. The Thunderbirds in the purple with the yellow and white trim going from left to right. Behind the net, here's Greenwood. Forced up the wall and taken on out. Stone got it as far as the red line. Now O'Connor off the stick of Stone. Smith, stolen away by Padigo. Given on back, Greenwood. Greenwood up ahead for Barreto. Casey Barreto sees this slide over the blue line. Can't get it much further than that as Smith gets into the zone. Greenwood picks his pocket. Those two come together into the corner. Now Thunderbirds in control, but Greenwood quickly able to take it away. Can't get it out of the zone. O'Connor held the line. Greenwood will do it all himself. It turns into a 2-on-1. Greenwood with Stone. The shot. He scores. Brody Greenwood goes upstairs. And with 6:09 to go in the second period, Monument Academy has the lead again. It's 3-2. For Brody Greenwood, it is his second goal of the show season. And this is now a 3-2 game. Or check that, it's Greenwood's 4th of the season. Now Hemmer up ahead. Hemmer gets the puck down deep. Logan Hemmer once again. Chipped off the wall. Vic hit by a high stick. Thunderbirds will take control. Play continues. Here's Vipperman. In the corner. Bouncing puck out towards the front of the cage. Unruh has to get a glove on it. Face-off will be to Dylan Unruh's left. Now, for a team called Monument Academy, they only have 3 players actually from Monument. Meanwhile, they've got 8 from Colorado Springs. Off the draw, poked out of the zone. Skating ahead is Cole Aggers. Aggers sends one in front, and coming up with the save was Nanberg. Sent back out towards center ice. Roberts lost possession. Here's Brello. Padigo plays it off the wall, off the skate of Stone. Stolen away by Aggers. Aggers, with a whole bunch of purple around him, manages to maintain possession of the puck before sending a backhander wide. Barito goes back up to the point. Padigo is shot. Knocked aside by Nanberg. Now actually with a shot on goal, but a hand pass is called, as that went off the hands of Casey Barito. So the faceoff will come outside of the zone with 4:50 to go in the second. So faceoff outside the T-Bird zone. It's Vic with a faceoff win. Controlled by Greenwood, the most recent goal scorer in this game. Padigo up for Cannon. Vic sends that off the linesman. That one stings. Now Vic on a 2-on-1. His shot ripped high and wide. Eby back the other way. He already has one in this game. Eby thinking about a shot. Went for the pass instead. And diving on out was Padigo to break things up. Collins sends it into an empty area. Vic there to collect. Tries touching it on back. McCarthy got in the way of that. Now Eby up ahead. Eby into the zone. As McCarthy takes a shot himself. Didn't miss by much. There was room to the blocker side. Foley at the blue line keeps it in the zone. Now McCarthy. Down low, this one skitters through the blue paint. Unruh decides not to touch it. And then blowing a tire as he gets the puck out of the zone was Ashley. Padigo wanted to ice it. Instead, that goes off the skates of McCarthy. McCarthy now turning in the corner. Wanted to send one towards the front. Greenwood stole the puck away. Not out of the zone. McCarthy on goal, stopped by Unruh. And Unruh will get a stick on it. And then a little pushing and shoving afterwards as McCarthy gave a swipe at Unruh's glove. And Padigo takes exception. So the 16-year-olds will continue to jaw at each other. No penalties coming out of this. 3.5 to go in the second. Sam Waselko on the draw. Waselko's a left-handed shot. He could shoot it from this position if he really wanted to. Casey Barito, a left-hander as well, on the draw for Monument. Waiting on the helmet of one of the players out there. I believe that's Cole Perry. And this will send him over to the bench. So coming on instead will be Game Cannon. And we can get back to hockey. Here's Foley at the blue line. Tried to send it down deep. Instead, he got flexed out of the zone. O'Connor chips over far side. Novotny goes hard around the boards. Hemmer the first one there. O'Connor right on top of him. And O'Connor sends it back down deep. Now Swintek. Turned over at the blue line. Softly on goal. Unruh gets a glove on it. Face-off will once again be in the Academy end. 3:04 to go in the second. O'Connor off the draw. Gets it up ahead, and now here comes Vic. All by himself into the T-Bird zone. Waselko able to knock it away off of Vic's stick. And a delayed call coming up. It's going to go against Monument Academy. Back to touch up is Sam Swintek. Heading to the box is Vic. And the officials are going to talk about this one. Will this be more than just your run-of-the-mill 2-minute minor? So let's see how much time goes up on the board. Roughing is the call. They have the number up. They don't have the penalty time up yet. And it's going to be a double minor for a roughing. So trailing by 1, the SISU Thunderbirds with an opportunity here to operate with the man advantage for an extended period of time. 2:35 to go in the second. They'd love to score in the first 2 minutes here so they could keep the power play going. Chipped off the glass by Waselko. That's not enough to keep it in the zone. So Waselko now from his own blue line. Getting a stick in the way of that was Atchley. Right underneath us, O'Connor. Atchley just killing as much time as possible. And now Waselko. McCarthy tried dummying one along and said it'll be Greenwood who pitchforks his one back. Now McConnell. Just about a minute gone by on this double minor power play. Padigo behind the net, plays it up ice. This one will go all the way down. It should be icing. Greenwood's trying to beat out the puck, but the puck on a fresher sheet of ice certainly slides plenty well. 1:41 to go in the second. 2:55 to go on the power play, and the faceoff coming up in the Monument Zone. Cole Aggers on the draw up against Alex Brello on a 50-50 draw. Still the Thunderbirds take possession, and Brello, he stays with a very high face-off percentage. An ill-advised pass towards the slot intercepted by Barito. Barito gives up ahead for Aggers. Aggers wants to help it along further for Stanzik. Instead takes a backhand shot that's easily handled by Namberg. Short-handed, Barito able to get in the way. Barito got around one, couldn't get around another. Brello, far side, sees this controlled by Novotny. Novotny, his pass, skitters through center ice. It goes in Monument's direction as Barito's able to get it deep. Under a minute to go in the period. Delayed call coming up against Monument Academy. It's going to be Mika Stanzik going to the box. So with 51.6 seconds to go, what was a double minor power play now becomes a 5-on-3 power play. And they've got a full 2 minutes to work with. There's 2:06 to go on the initial penalty to Gunnar Vick. 51.6 to go in the period, so if the Thunderbirds are unable to find the back of the net before the period expires, they'll begin the third with a 5-on-3. McCarthy wants to get it down low. Instead, sent back up to the point. Waselko keeps it alive. Waselko looking over his options. 40 seconds to go in the period. McConnell near side. Sends down low. Back up to the blue line. Eby gives along McConnell. McConnell on goal. Stopped by Unruh, and he holds on. 29 seconds to go. Would like to see more movement out of the T-Birds on this 5-on-3 power play. And if Monument's going to be aggressive by sending two guys up high to the blue line, T-Birds should be able to generate an odd man opportunity down low. Off the draw, it's sent out of the zone. Nice defensive face-off win by Gain Cannon. Long pass up ahead. Here's O'Connor back into the zone. Stolen away by Greenwood and swung back out. 15 seconds to go in the period. Here's Waselko. Now with 10 seconds left. He'll send one that goes wide of the cage. Unruh able to slow it down. Flipped out. 4 seconds to go. And Monument right now killing this penalty off just the way they want to. Through 2 periods of play, Monument Academy leads the SISU Thunderbirds by a score of 3-2. We'll take a short timeout, and we'll be back in just a minute. You're watching the NAPHL show on Hockey TV. Welcome back to the Children's Health Stars Center in Richardson, Texas. I'm Zach McGinnis. Third period of action underway between the SISU Thunderbirds and the Monument Academy. Through 34 minutes of play, Monument holds a 3-2 lead, but they currently are on a 5-on-3 penalty kill for the next 54 seconds. Chipped around to the near side. Here's Novotny, who had the first goal of the game for the T-Birds. Slides down low. Looking for an option was Perkins. Sent back to the point off the skate of Collins and out towards center ice. Novotny quickly turns back into the offensive zone. Novotny in the slot. Novotny doesn't take the shot. Giving on back now Perkins. Sent over far side Collins. 27 to go on the 5-on-3. Perkins, top of the umbrella. Takes a shot that ramps up off the stick of Ashley and out of play. Face-off will remain in the Monument zone. 16:10 to go in regulation time. 18 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. And after that expires, the 5-on-4 will only last an additional 6 seconds. Those 6 seconds belonging to to Gunnar Vick. So McCarthy on the draw against Cannon. McCarthy with the face-off win. Here's Collins with a shot. Cannon got in the way of that. Eby behind the net. Goes back up to the point again. Perkins a shot. Swallowed up by Unruh. And he'll hold on with McCarthy right on the doorstep. 8 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. 15 seconds to go in the power play in general. It'll be Eby on the draw against Gain Cannon. Off the draw. Stepping on out and taking a shot on was McCarthy. Puck bouncing around in front. They score! Colin McConnell scores with a second left on the 5-on-3. A power play goal, and we're tied at 3. So Colin McConnell hanging out in front of the net. And he's able to slide it over the goal line. On the 5-on-3, Padigo back underway, gives along Greenwood. Other penalty has expired. Vick's out of the box and immediately comes in offside, drawing the whistle. So the faceoff will come out towards center ice, but with 15:38 to go in the third, we've got ourselves a tie game. For Colin McConnell, it's his 4th goal of the season. Tanner Foley and Eli McCarthy pick up the helpers. So SISU able to get a power play goal. Monument's already got 2 in this game. Greenwood up the wall, not out. A shot from the point gets stopped before it ever makes its way on through. McCarthy in the corner, centering feed just outside the reach of Eby. Now Foley gets run over at the blue line. That's a call coming up against Monument. They'll need to touch up the puck as this gets deflected out of play. So with 15 minutes to go in the third period, we'll get to see SISU on the power play once again. Heading to the box is Gain Cannon, and he'll sit 2 minutes for roughing. Thunderbirds 1 for 4 with the man advantage. This is their 5th power play opportunity. Brello on the draw. Well, time was not up on the scoreboard yet, so that face-off loss by Alex Brello officially doesn't count, and he can try and stay on the good side of things. Casey Barito on the draw. Now Bello, or rather, one back by Brello. Shot from the point, easily steered aside by Unruh. Now Brello, his shot gets blocked, and that ricochets all the way back out as far as the Thunderbirds' blue line. Perkins turns away from some pressure. Sends one off the wall. Novotny tries settling it down for Brello. Gives back to Novotny. Novotny into the zone. Has an option in Smith and gives to him. Smith sends across Collins. Collins, far side half wall, in front, shot by Smith was blocked, sent towards goal. Unruh can't get a handle on it, and then the net has come off of its moorings. So the faceoff's going to remain in the Academy end. A minute 20 to go on the power play. So face-off to Dylan Unruh's left. Casey Barito and Devin Eby on the draw. Eby with the face-off win. Shot from the point, partially blocked and directed out of play. Off the stick of Barito. And so we get to do it once more. Over to Dylan Unruh's left. This time face-off one over to the wall. Coming up with it are the T-Birds. Slid back to the point, Eby. Eby goes back. Somehow that stays onside. McCarthy on goal, they score! Oh, the Monument bench not happy. They thought that the puck had come out of the zone. But the shot from the point got blocked. And then Evan O'Connor there to bang it on home. So another power play goal for the T-Birds. They're 2 for 5 with the man advantage. And they now lead 4-3. 13:57 to go in regulation time, and Monument needs one to tie. Brello and Vick on the ensuing faceoff. Brello with the faceoff win. Perkins. Now Vipperman offsides, called this time against SISU. Faceoff will come back out towards center ice with 13:51 to go in regulation time. So Alex Brello once again. This time a faceoff win by Vick. Swintek able to one-hand one into the zone, but back to retrieve for the T-Birds is Oliver Perkins. Now Watts plays one off the wall for Pendleton. Pendleton found Vipperman up ahead. Behind the net, Vipperman sends into the far corner. Actually, there for Monument, plays up ahead for Greenwood, and now here's Greenwood with the clean lane to the net. Greenwood in, stopped. Nice save by Nick Namberg. Barito gives on back, and now Monument's Nick Padigo plays along for Barito. Cannon can't get it out of the zone. Turning with it, but unable to maintain possession was Vipperman. And so up again comes Brody Greenwood once more, but offsides is called this time. Not sure if it was Aggers or Barito who was off. But the faceoff will come out into the neutral zone with 12:48 to go in regulation time. So faceoff outside of the Thunderbird zone. Off the draw, here's Roberts for Padigo. Padigo plays it along the near side wall. Barito goes far side, now Aggers into the zone. Aggers runs into an issue, and that issue is named Christian Collins as he's pinning Aggers up against the wall. Now a loose puck, Aggers gets freed, but we have a whistle and another penalty coming up. Is this going against Monument again? No, it's going to be Christian Collins going to the box. So Collins will sit 2 minutes for hooking. And with 12:25 to go, we'll get to see the Monument Academy back on the power play. They've got a pair of power play goals already in this game. This is their fourth opportunity, or check that, their fifth opportunity on the man advantage. So 2 for 4 already on the power play. Here's Padigo at the point. He's got both of the power play goals. Given along Greenwood. Greenwood tries threading a needle. That's sniffed on out by Brello. Brello goes off the glass, but not out. Kept alive by Padigo. Padigo walking on in. His shot, he scores! Nick Padigo, the hat-trick goal. And we're tied at 4. Oh, we mentioned how Padigo was the lone goal scorer on the power play. And now he's put together a hat trick. His third of the season, all 3 goals coming on the power play. So 12:05 to go, and again, we are deadlocked. Very even game between these two squads. About, call it 1,600 miles between these two teams' home rinks. Well, parity is a good thing. Here come the T-Birds back the other way. It's Eby driving to the outside. Eby now in front, saved by Unruh. Back up at the point. Hemmer can't clear. Second attempt. This time, some help from Stanzik gets it over the line. O'Connor sends it right back down. So now Swintek. Stripped of the puck by McConnell. McConnell chips one towards the front. Unruh able to get a glove on it. He had to corral that with his big goalie stick. Face-off will be to Unruh's left with 11:17 to go in regulation time. The score tied at 4. The Thunderbirds with a one-shot advantage, 19-18. McCarthy and Barito on the draw. Roberts shoved on down to the ice by Smith, but not before he's able to send it around behind the net. Padigo. Eventually it ends up in the stick of Aggers. Aggers 1-on-4 into the zone. Stone. Barito. Barito in the corner. Gets around the official, gives back to Padigo at the point. Padigo, his shot goes well wide. Roberts at the other point. Able to send the puck back down deep. Thrown down the ice. Did that go off of a monument stick? Apparently it did, so no icing on the play. Greenwood up ahead. Stone all by himself. Comes across the blue line. Quickly has it swiped away by Zach Pendleton. Pendleton, however, can't regain possession in the corner. Pass goes through the slot. Vipperman looking to clear. Second attempt gets it as far as Casey Barito in the neutral zone. McCarthy shovels it on out. Barito unable to hold on. Now Stanzik. Given along Stone. Stone run into by Pendleton. Lots of ping-ponging back and forth between the blue lines here as Novotny is well off sides. And coaches tell their players not to stick handle too much 5 feet before or 5 feet after the blue line. And you see the reason why right there as Nate Novotny drew his teammate off sides. 10:06 to go in regulation time. Brello and Cannon on the draw. These two have seen plenty of each other, and this time gain Cannon with the face-off win. The Academy turns the puck over, however, as Watts retreats back into his own end. Played up ahead too far for Vipperman. This should be icing, and there's the whistle. So 9:49 now to go in regulation time. Face-off once again in the Thunderbird zone. This is the 4th of 6 games being played on this sheet of ice today. Whole lot of hockey happening around the DFW Metroplex as this NAPHL Showcase Tournament is taking place over 6 different arenas. They're up in Frisco. They're here. This should be icing against the T-Birds. There's the whistle. But they're at the Comerica Center in Frisco, the official practice facility of the Dallas Stars. They'll be playing down at the NYTEX Ice Center, which is the home rink for the Texas and Lone Star Brahmas in the NA3 and NAHL respectively. And then a bunch of games at these Children's Health Stars Centers as well. Here in Richardson, they have games in Plano, games in McKinney. There's one other place, I want to say North Richland Hills, although that one's a guess. 9 minutes to go in the third. Here's Padigo sending the puck on goal. Thinking about playing it was Nanberg until he realized suddenly that he had Vic bearing down on him. So Nick Nanberg, wearing number 10, will hold on for a face-off to his right. And when it comes to goalies wearing non-traditional numbers, so anything outside of 1, 30, 31, or 35, it's especially rare to see goaltenders wearing low numbers. We're seeing it in the NHL now where goaltenders are wearing all sorts of high numbers. When Darren Pupa wore number 93 for the expansion Tampa Bay Lightning, that was something that was very outside the norm. These days, Andrei Vasilevsky of the Lightning wears number 88. Braden Holtby wears number 70 when he's playing these days. The list goes on. One goaltender whose name you'll recognize, when he was playing for the Czechoslovakian national team as a rookie, is actually wearing number 2 as a keeper. That goaltender, Dominik Hasek. Well before he wore the 39 that now hangs up in the arena in Buffalo. Thunderbirds looking for an offensive opportunity with 8:13 to go in the third. Flipping it up, it is Vick. Turns into a 2-on-1. Vick with Cannon. Across for Cannon. Cannon can't corral the pass. Now Cannon battling in the corner. Lost possession of the puck. T-Birds able to clear. Greenwood, who has a goal in this game, circles back up ice. Brody Greenwood throws one to the slot. Would have been a more dangerous pass if there was a white jersey in the neighborhood. Chipped into the Monument Zone. No icing on the play. And so it'll be Sam Swintek. Dropping on back for Greenwood. Greenwood gives along Aggers. 2-on-2 into the zone. Aggers cutting across the slot. Aggers a shot, and he ripped it wide. Didn't miss by much as Ryan Stone provided the screen. Now swung on back into the Monument Zone. Padigo, the first one there. Already with a hat trick in this game. Padigo can't clear. O'Connor from the point. Deflected by Novotny wide. Novotny in the far corner. Shovels one towards the front of the net. Padigo gets in the way of that. And Nick Padigo will lead things out the other way. It's a 2-on-2 across the blue line. Padigo, puck on his backhand. He'll swoop behind the net. Lost possession as he overskated it, and the T-Birds should be able to clear. At center ice, it's Smith. D-to-D across. Stanzik has trouble connecting with Barito. Can't get along with Perry. But now Stone once again with 6.5 to go. Giving along for Padigo. Padigo's pass connects with Stanzik. Stanzik into the zone 1-on-2. Has Perry as a trailer, tries dropping into him. Stolen away by Waselko. Now Sam Waselko into the zone. His shot just goes wide. Watts throws it back behind the cage. First one there is Swintek for Monument. And with a little help from Cole Perry, they're able to clear it on out. Under 6 to play in regulation. Here's Waselko, flipping one into the zone. Greenwood, the first one there. Greenwood coming up the near side wall. One-handing one up ahead is Hemmer. That connects with Ashley. Ashley blows a tire going across the blue line. Lost the possession of the puck. And the T-Birds are able to clear. Softly sent into the Monument Zone. Here's Swintek. From the red line, Swintek into the zone, drops back for Hammer. Hammer has it knocked off of his stick. And then offsides is called as that goes off of Greenwood's stick back into the zone. If Gutman had put it into the zone himself, it would not have been offsides. But with 5:20 to go, faceoff will be out at center ice. 4-4 your score between the SISU Thunderbirds and Monument Academy. And if we are tied at the end of regulation play, we will play a 4-minute 3-on-3 overtime. And if we're still tied after that, we may just see a shootout. We'll see. It's Perkins in the corner. Now Cannon battling with Perkins. Perkins comes up with the victory there, and the T-Birds are able to clear. D-to-D they go. Here's Padigo. That one deflects out of play as it was stuck aside by Nanberg and then caught the lip of the board, so hops on out. 4:48 to go in regulation time, and the faceoff coming up to Nick Nanberg's left. Fresh set of legs on the ice for the Academy. It'll be Casey Barito on the draw. Off the draw. Spinning one towards the front was Stone. Unable to take the shot was Aggers. And it's cleared out of the zone. Cooper Roberts gives on back Padigo. Padigo can't get it along for Aggers. Now Collins throws it into an empty area. Can't connect with Gutman. Icing called. And with 4:24 to go. Or check that, 4:22 as we lost 2 seconds. Faceoff will come back down into the T-Bird zone to the right of Namberg. Nick Namberg has stopped 14 of 18 shots sent his way. Dylan Unruh has stopped 16 of 20. Here's Brello into the zone. Brello stops. Gives back Stedke. Stedke wraps one around the wall. Too far for McConnell. Intercepted and reversed on back by Swintek. Through center ice. Collins. Swings it back along. Here they come into the zone. Eby, a centering feed. They score! Colin McConnell. His second of the game. And with 3:45 to go in the third period, the SISU Thunderbirds once again have the lead. It's 5-4. McConnell might be credited with the goal, but it's Devin Eby who makes that goal happen as he drives to the outside, and then his backhand pass goes right onto the tape of McConnell, who's able to bang it home. Back underway with 3:35 to go in regulation time. Here's Padigo. Skating up ahead. Gets around one defender. Can't get it along for Barito. Here's Novotny on in. Novotny, clear lane to the net. Nice move. Novotny drops it on back. Nobody wearing a purple jersey in the area. Now Aggers back the other way. Aggers with Stone. Gives along for Stone. Stone a shot. He goes wide, but he's tripped up on the play. And so with 3:11 to go in the third period, Monument Academy is about to go on to the power play, needing a goal to tie. So 3:11 to go. And the Monument Academy will call timeout. We'll take a short break ourselves. You're watching the NAPHL show on Hockey TV. Welcome back to the Children's Health Star Center in Richardson, Texas. 3:11 to go in the third, and Monument Academy is going for it. Dylan Unruh on the bench, extra attacker on the ice. Monument needs one to tie, and they're on the power play, so it's a 6-on-4 advantage. Ashley off the face-off, sends down into the corner. Vic from a sharp angle, stopped by Namberg. Puck took an interesting hop towards the front. Cleared out of the zone by the T-Birds. Knifed out of midair by Eby. Eby to the outside. A backhander goes off the side of the cage. Now Padigo up ahead. Padigo has a hat trick in this game. All 3 goals coming on the power play. McCarthy has that one flutter on wide. Eby Takes out Padigo, play continues. Here's Cannon to the outside. Cannon tries to bulldog his way into the zone. That goes off the skates of Padigo, so no icing on the play. 2:18 to go in regulation time, 1:15 to go on the power play. I wonder if Monument doesn't score, if they'll try and get goaltender Dylan Unruh back in on the fly. It's rare, but there are some strange things that can happen at showcase tournaments. This puck has just enough momentum to get across the goal line. 2:10 to go. And again, the face-off down in the T-Birds' end. 59 seconds to go on the power play. And Dylan Unruh still with his helmet on, right at the door. He's ready to get back on the ice. Gunnar Vick on the draw. Puck at the blue line. Stanczyk's shot goes well high. Now Barito. Barito, Stanczyk. Stanczyk run into. Nice hit put on by Weselko. Minute 50 to go. Weselko looking to clear. This one pops into the T-Birds bench. Where's the faceoff going to be? Will it be outside the zone? It will. 1:47 to go. 36 seconds remains on the Academy power play. This is the Academy's 6th opportunity. They are 3 for 5. Off the faceoff. This goes all the way down the ice. No icing on the play. 30 seconds to go on the power play. 100 seconds to go in the game. Padigo flips on back for Greenwood. Greenwood hard off the boards. Not getting a stick on it was actually. So icing is called against the Academy. That will force Dylan Unruh to get back into the cage. 1:27 to go in regulation time, and 16 seconds remains on the power play. So Unruh to the bench, or rather to the crease. Cole Aggers on the draw. Brello, no surprise, he takes the draw for the T-Birds. Padigo, far side. Given along for Greenwood. Greenwood sends down deep. 2 seconds and 1. Power play is over. Unruh back to the bench. Extra attacker on once again for the Academy. Unable to keep the puck in the zone was Barito. A minute remaining in regulation time. Off the stick of Perry. Down deep. Perkins the first one there. He reverses. Vick. First one to the puck. Pokes it behind the net. Pendleton gives up ahead. Now Eby goes hard off the boards looking for McConnell. Vick, 40 seconds to go. Can't be controlled by Cannon. No icing on the play. Pendleton the first one there. Cannon quickly steals it away. Cannon goes back to Greenwood at the point. Greenwood settles, takes the shot, blocked by McConnell. Perkins gives back for McConnell, not out. Here's Greenwood winding and firing, and getting a piece of it was Nanberg. 19 seconds left. Vick in the corner. Pendleton shovels it up the wall. Losing his footing on the play is Padigo. And into the empty net it goes. Devin Eby adds another point. His second of the game for goals. He has a pair of assists as well. 9.7 seconds to go. And the Thunderbirds lead it 6-4. Well, a very entertaining game between these two teams. But it'll be the Thunderbirds who come up ahead. 9.7 seconds remains. On the draw. Trying to win it on back for the Academy. And getting knocked down on the play was Casey Barito, but that'll do it. Your final score, the SISU Thunderbirds 6, Monument Academy 4. For everybody on the technical side of things with Hockey TV, I'm Zach McGinnis, saying so long from the Children's Health Stars Center in Richardson, Texas. Hope you enjoyed the game. Lots more NAPHL action coming up next, and we'll catch you again real soon.